Today, we are going to make a cute bunny plush and learn how to finger knit. To get started, you will need your hands, some snips, and some yarn. Chunky yarn will work best for this. To begin, hold your left hand out palm side up. Hold the tail of the yarn between your thumb and index finger. Take the working side of the yarn under the index finger, over the middle finger, under the ring finger, and over the pinky. Now, wrap it around your pinky and reverse this motion by going over the ring finger, under the middle finger, and over the index. Now that we have one full row of stitches, repeat this process. Now we should have 2 stitches on each finger. This is the wrapping step. To begin knitting, start with the pinky. Slowly pull the first lower stitch up and over the upper stitch and off the finger completely. Repeat this for each finger. You should still have 1 stitch on each finger. This was the knitting step. Now, repeat the wrapping step, going over, under, over, then back again, so that each finger has 2 stitches. Then, doing the knitting step, pulling each stitch off the finger from the pinky inward. You are officially knitting. These stitches won't look like much yet, but after 4 to 5 rows, you will begin to have a fluffy tube shape coming from the back of your hand. You can now let go of the tail between your thumb and index finger. Now that you are a pro finger knitter, continue these 2 steps until your tube is about 17 inches long. The number of rows to get there will be determined by how fluffy and chunky your yarn is. Once you have reached the 17-inch mark, it's time to bind off your 4 stitches. You will do this after finishing a knitting step when you only have 1 stitch on each finger. Again, starting with the pinky. Pull this stitch off of your finger and place it onto the ring finger. Pull the original ring finger stitch up and over the pinky stitch off the finger. Repeat this, putting this stitch onto the middle finger and pulling that lower stitch up and over and off the finger. Take that one to the index finger and repeat. You now should have 1 stitch left. Leaving a 6 to 7 inch tail, cut the yarn and thread it through one side of the stitch. Now gently pull to cinch this together. This will be the body of your bunny. Now you're going to make another one of these that's only 15 inches long, so repeat this process. Once you have finished these, go ahead and set the shorter one aside. We're going to be working with this 17-inch long piece. It's going to have 2 tails on it. Now pick one end and go ahead and start threading the tail of the yarn through the middle of the piece. This is going to be the ears of the bunny, so we're simply trying to fluff it up. Depending on how tall you want your bunny ears, take this down to about 3 to 4 inches. Leave the tail sticking out of the middle. Now repeat this on the other side, weaving the tail of the yarn through the latter of these stitches. Now, wrap the tail around these 2 bunny ears and secure this with a knot. Any knot will do, anything that will hold it into place. Next, we're going to make the bunny's feet. So grab the bottom portion of the loop that you have made and go ahead and tie it off. Just tie off the end so that it's kind of like a little balloon on the end. Repeat this for the other side and make sure to leave enough space later to make some arms. So repeat this step, making these just a little bit smaller than the feet. Repeat this on the other side for your other arm. And remember, you can always adjust these if you don't love the size. You now have 2 bunny ears, 2 arms, and 2 feet. Next, we're just gonna kind of hide these little tails. They don't need to be perfect. Just kind of hiding those inside it. To make the face, we are going to take our 15-inch knit portion and we are going to wrap this around where the face should be. This is going to make the face and the head a lot fluffier than it was. So again, we're just attaching the tail of one end of this knit piece, wrapping it around a few times, and then tying it back on again. Doesn't need to be perfect. This will give us a fluffy bunny face. Next, we're going to add some eyeballs with some buttons and add a little nose to give it some personality. Give it a few squishes just to adjust the ears, arms, legs, and the face, and make it look just how you want. And that is how you finger knit a bunny.